What is going on, everyone? Welcome into Big Time Football Talk. So, I wanted to touch on some of the pro days. A lot of big pro days for several guys. Rondell Moore from Purdue is a guy that's kind of, his draft stock is all over the place. Some people think he can go first round. A lot of people are very concerned about his height at 5'7". Most teams talking about now is he going to play running back. Primarily he's going to be played in the slot if he is going to play a receiver. It's not really in reason to win jump balls at 5'7". So yeah, Rondell Moore running in the 4.2s at his pro day in the 42.5-inch vertical. Rondell Moore just a freak. I mean, dude's legs are just ripped like tree trunks. I think he squats like over 600 some pounds. But Rondell Moore, had the big year his freshman year, and then the two. It's just we haven't really seen him a lot the last 2 years because his sophomore year was hurt a lot, and then last year only appeared in 3 or 4 games because of I think he was dealing with an injury and then a shortened season. So yeah, and then Patrick Surtain looked awesome. I'll pull that up. Yeah, he was ran a 4.42, 6'2", 208 pounds. So, the thing that you got to love about Surtain right away is his size at 6'2", 208 pounds and shredded, really good shape, and a 39-inch vertical. And he looked pretty smooth running those drills. So I think, of any guy in this combine that needed to run like a very, not even just a great time, but a good time was Patrick Surtain because it really, really matched on tape. And the thing with Surtain, like we've discussed, he's already so fundamentally sound that if he had the speed to match it, it's just, his draft stock is just going to stay, where it's at or even go higher. You're talking about a top 5 to top 10 player in the draft. So, outstanding job for Patrick Surtain, a guy that's been a 3-year starter at Alabama, been coached up very well by Saban. And like I said, he's a guy that's, had a ton of reps. Also, USC Pro Day today. I heard Elijah Vera Tucker looked pretty well today. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, another underrated wide receiver that I've talked, quite a bit about on this podcast. And, he ran a 4.51 today, which is very good time for him. He's a guy that's, I don't think he could be necessarily an elite receiver, but I think he could be a pretty darn good receiver in the NFL and be a guy that's, very productive and just super reliable target. And, Amon-Ra St. Brown probably likely in the, a day 2, day 3 pick, probably, somewhere rounds 3 to 5. But, man, whoever gets him, I think is going to get them a very solid receiver. And, He's quite the competitor, and he looks like a guy that really enjoys, going out and competing and playing football, which is, crucial to a guy that you're, putting a lot of money in and no character concerns either. So, yeah. And then Alex Leatherwood ran a fantastic time at Alabama Pro Day at 312 pounds. Ran between was like 4.9 and 4.9 and fly flat, which is just insane. Leatherwood's a guy that's his draft stock is kind of I think a lot of people had him as a first round pick, but because of he struggled blocking at the pro day, so I think that kind of took a hit on his stock a little bit. But he's a guy that has been very good at Alabama, has the athleticism to match it and the size. So we'll see what he can do in the NFL. I'm interested to see where he goes. I think, I've heard a lot of analysts are kind of up and down on Leatherwood. So, it'll be one of those things that I'll have to watch closely. And, I was high on Leatherwood at first, and then the pro day, his struggles at the pro day the Senior Bowl scared me a little bit. So. So I'll pull up Mel Kiper, the mock 3.0 came out. So we'll touch on that a little bit. Just review that. Because, we touched on the mock 2.0. These are just, very entertaining when they come out. So yeah, we'll look at some of the notables here in the top 10. Number 5, Kyle Pitts to the Cincinnati Bengals. I think this makes some sense because I mean more playmakers for Joe Burrow the better. They lost AJ Green, who struggled a little bit, is getting up there in age. Have T Higgins there. But having another guy and a weapon like Kyle Pitts would be huge for Joe Burrow. I mean, that's a team with the obvious needs at the offensive line position. But do you want to go Sewell here, a guy that likely could be more of a guard? It's kind of one of those things that, people seem to be more comfortable taking that franchise tackle top 5, but a guy that's could play tackle, likely maybe a better fit at the guard position, even though he's an incredible talent. I mean, I would say it's probably worth it, but I think that's what they're thinking here, that, I think for a lot of teams, unless you're going with one of these elite quarterbacks, it's going to be hard to pass on a guy as talented as Kyle Pitts. I think that's the thinking. So, yeah, and then the Eagles and the Lions both taking receiver. Eagles going Jamar Chase, Lions taking Devontae Smith at number 7, and then Waddle number 8. So it's really almost like 4 wide receivers going in a row there. Penei Sewell going to the Vikings at 9 in a trade. Then Patrick Surtain, a lot of people have him penciled in with the Cowboys because there was a lot of Cowboy scouts watching Surtain yesterday. And then quarterbacks, and 4 quarterbacks going in a row, 3 wide receivers in a row in this one. So Lawrence to the Jags first, and then Zach Wilson 2 to the Jets, Justin Fields 3 to the Panthers. I just think Justin Fields seems like a fit with Matt Rule to Carolina. I had in my original mock draft in the summer. That's where I had him going. It seems like Zach Wilson to the Jets, according to the media, seems a lot more likely than. I don't know if the Jets necessarily want to go that direction. I think realistically they're going to trade out of this and go elsewhere. Then because the more I've kind of take in information from Jets fans and the media, I think that they are kind of set on Sam Darnold. So, but this is just one of those things. People think that the Zach Wilson talent is just too good to pass up here at 2. But why not give a no excuse here to Sam Darnold, give him the pieces around him and see what he can do. So. Yeah. But, that's kind of rounds out the top 10. I kind of just say I was going to take the notables, but just kind of wanted to discuss that. He has Mac Jones going number 15 to the Patriots. Mac Jones, a guy I'm actually not as high on as most people, but, I don't know. I guess I understand the logic because he played outstanding, had an incredible year, but just my thing was just that the pocket was just always so clean. You judging how a quarterback is when he's trying to navigate pressure is key to me, and his arm strength is pretty good. It's not as the comparison to Tom Brady. It's not like an elite. It's not like an extremely strong arm like Tom Brady, but. And then, last thing I want to touch on is Chris Sims came out with his wide receiver rankings, had Jalen Waddle number 4, which is I'm going to disagree with that because I have Jalen Waddle actually as my number 1. He had Jamar Chase number 1, and then he had who do you have number 2? I think he had Devontae Smith. Was it Devontae Smith? Yeah, I think it was Devontae Smith too, and then he had Diami Brown from North Carolina, who I haven't really watched a lot of film on, but he's a guy that's pretty explosive. Had a monster sophomore year with 19 touchdowns, and he had Kadarius Toney, Terrence Marshall. Terrence Marshall, I'm glad he's starting to get a lot more hype because Terrence Marshall, people forget, a lot of credit to Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson for the season they had that title run, but Marshall had 13 touchdowns that year, and he was banged up. And then this year, you saw in a year where it was kind of like, Marshall's kind of the main man, but he really like this was a year where his talent really needed to shine because he was kind of like the only weapon, and he had some big games. At that Missouri game, they just couldn't cover him. He's got the size and okay route runner, but he's got pretty good hands, and he's just shown an ability to make some, contested catches and big plays. So I really like Terence Marshall a lot. But yeah, Chris Sims, it's good to it's been good for the media to kind of get Chris Sims' opinion on stuff and kind of go outside of the box here. So yeah, so I just wanted to get into that. Thanks you guys so much for tuning in to this clip from Big Time Football Talk. Till next time, peace.